Welcome to Makers and Movers, the podcast where we explore how remarkable leaders in manufacturing and CPG build exceptional teams, seek top talent, and have thriving cultures in their organizations. I'm your host, Andrea Hoffer. Today, I am thrilled to invite Kathy Tsai, CEO of Petique, as my guest today. Hi, Kathy. Welcome.
Hi, Andrea. Nice to see you again.
You too. We've known each other a little while now, so it's great that we reconnected and you agreed to be on the show. So thank you.
Of course.
So tell us a little bit. I always like to hear the journey of the person we're speaking with. So tell us a little bit about how you got into entrepreneurship and then how Petite came about.
Yeah, definitely. So I graduated college in 2013 studying international business. And in college, that's when I got my first dog. And I've always wanted a dog. It's just my mom was bit by a dog when she was little, so she's traumatized, right? So in college, I get a puppy, my little Pomeranian Hershey, who's 14 now. And he was really the muse to starting Petique. And in 2016, we started, or even 2013, we started sketching. I started sketching products, researching products that were on the market and how we could be different and learning a lot on the manufacturer side. I also had an opportunity after college to go live in the dorms in a China manufacturer. And so I was able to see like how the manufacturer side worked and all of that good stuff. So I met somebody who also had the same mission as me, which is to create products that are eco conscious, that were eco conscious. And so we decided to create quality products. So when the products are quality, there's less um basically there's less landfill because quality products don't get thrown away or tossed easily. Like products that don't have a lot of quality, they get tossed easily because they don't work anymore, or the structure of it is just basically weak. And then so we decided to create quality strollers and beds were our first products. So we work with manufacturers that also had the same mission as us, which is to create products that are quality and non-toxic or have no harmful chemicals and stuff like that. So we make sure when we choose manufacturers too, they have the same mission as us. And so surprise, surprise, my mom fell in love with my dog. She is our CFO. She is in love with my dog and the only dog she'll probably really love until I bring another one home, you know?
So just
And
first, some
yeah.
clarification. I'm assuming your mom is the CFO and not the dog.
Yes, our
Okay.
dog is
Okay.
yeah.
And so I do you shared a lot right there. So I want to kind of unpack a little bit. You mentioned how you spent 6 months in China learning about manufacturing operations. Can you share a little bit about that experience? What are some of the key things that you learned, and how did you learn it? What was the experience like?
Yeah, so basically they had a dormitory, right? You basically they actually work 6 days a week. I don't know if it's still like that, but it was Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday was the only off day. They had like a line, they had like different floors and a line for like the hard goods, and then you have the soft goods. And then each section, there was like a section for each specific um building area, the structure of the products. Also with like fabric, they there's also the amount of fabric you need to purchase, or kind of like you had to bulk buy. You can't really just make one or two. There's like an MOQ, which is minimum order quantity. So there's a minimum you have to order. So if there's like a specific product you wanted to order, you need to order like based on the minimum amount of fabric, the minimum amount of yard it takes. So for example, if you're doing a stroller, it could be like 1,000 something strollers um per line. So there's that. And then you have like the office area, everybody had their own roles and meetings.
So it sounds like
Mhm.
an actual manufacturing firm. It am I correct? And then you fulfilled a role there and learned everything about what it takes to manufacture a product.
Yes, yes.
That's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm so glad I had the opportunity.
That's great. And then you talked a little bit about finding manufacturers that believed in the same thing you did, right? Could you talk to us a little bit about that vetting process and how you determined that they had the same mission as you?
Yeah, so it's important to trust the manufacturer, first of all. So it's important to basically when you meet them. So we work with somebody in Asia who vets them. And then so their process basically is I feel like they're really good at like reading people and they've worked in China before. So also, at the same time, like, okay, so yes, you vet them, you can't off the bat know like if they're gonna be honest or like trustworthy, because I know like China has a bad rep for copying and stuff like that. And so if we've worked with manufacturers where, they sold the same product to another brand, and then so there's kind of like there it's a whole like process. So if it doesn't work out, we just like find another manufacturer, and yeah, that was our process. And so when you find one that works, the quality is good, they have testing, they seem trustworthy, their manufacturer is clean. Like, I think also looking at the manufacturer and how their process is, if it's organized, if they're on top of it, if they're responsive, like see what testings they have, if they work with anyone else, what protocols, because like, for example, if they work with like a big box store like Walmart, they have specific guidelines they need to uphold. So a manufacturer that already has that experience really helps a lot.
Great. Yeah, that's good information. You need to find a vendor, a manufacturer that you can believe in, and like you said, trust, because this is going to be your reputation, right? This is going to be associated with your brand.
Yeah, also it helps a lot to I just remember this because COVID happened, right?
Mhm.
And so we couldn't really go into China to the manufacturers to like check the fabric materials and stuff like that. So it's really important to go to the manufacturer, make sure the tooling is correct and the quality is still good. The colors are correct, because when they send you the color, the frame sorry, when they send you the colors, or when they send you a picture through email, sometimes the color is off. You don't really know what the feel is like, right? It could be different. They could change it because it's cheaper for them, but sometimes they forget to tell you. So it's good to in the before COVID, we got to travel to the manufacturer, like actually test out the product, make sure their colors are good and stuff like that, because sending a sample also could be expensive and like going back and forth. So being able to travel to the actual manufacturer, make sure the product line and the manufacturer line and everything is going good, like doing your own audit, it helps a lot too.
Hmm. Okay, great. Thank you. And you're you manufacture mostly, or you offer mostly sustainable products, correct? You mentioned the quality was important and the sustainability was important. Is there something different that goes into manufacturing sustainable products? Like, are there different challenges or more challenges involved?
So for example, um, I wouldn't necessarily so I guess the challenging part of it is basically having, so for example, our cat houses, right? They're made out of cardboard, but The cardboard can't just be any cardboard because there's different grades to cardboard. So they have like cardboards that aren't so the bad quality cardboards, basically, if for example a scratch board, that cat scratch, right? If they scratch it, it could turn powdery and it's just messy everywhere. But a good grade would be like the quality, you could tell it's like durable, stiff. When they scratch it, it's not powdery, it just comes off as like scratched cardboard, like stuff you could repurpose as litter. So nothing that's like too messy and like dusty feely, like a sandy feel. I don't know if that makes sense. But everything is more put together. So, and even though something's recycled, doesn't necessarily mean it's sustainable. And also there's different qualities of recycled products as well. So with the whole challenge aspect for would have to be like testing, because testing also costs money, and finding a quality, like sustainable product, or just having the testing part of it, because testing is also expensive. And I know some people starting off, it might be hard. That's why it's good to find a manufacturer who like already has testing for it and stuff like that.
Okay, great. And I love the whole concept of as the cats are using the cat houses, that the houses become you can reuse them as litter.
Yeah.
That's a neat concept. So do you know if a lot of your customers actually capture the sawdust or what comes off when the cat is scratching it and repurpose it?
So I'm so glad you said sawdust, because that's the word I was looking for, the dusty part, the powdery. That's when it's not good quality, is when
Ah, okay.
when the cardboard, when they scratch it, it becomes a sawdust texture. But you know how like um when people wrap, or like they ship out products and then they put like stuffing in it, that's and so basically, I guess to kind of show the quality of when cats scratch it, it's still stuck together like that. So customers do that. We've just started presenting this idea at CatCon in Pasadena like a couple months ago to our customers as the selling point. Like, oh my gosh, when your cat scratch it, and then the extra pieces that come out, you could repurpose it as a litter. And then that's how we know about the quality of other cat houses, is when they were like, yeah, dude, this is amazing quality. I bought a cat house off Amazon and it was just like sawdust, it was everywhere. And that's how I know. So speaking to customers, getting customer feedback is so important to us too, because it really helps us, sell our products as like, this is also a problem they're having, and this is our solution.
Oh, that's great. So is the main way that you speak with customers, is it at these conferences, at these expos, or do you have other ways that you get this feedback from the customers?
Yeah, we love in-person events, because we love in-person events. Other because it's more personable. Other outlets are, of course, social media. They'll tell us, or like they'll send us photos, reviews, videos, or DMs, and those are other outlets. Other than that, customer face to face is our favorite, and B2B. So, trade shows and stuff like that are business to business feedback, and they'll give us their customer feedback as well.
Great. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about your team. How many people do you have on your team here in the United States?
We have 10 people here.
And tell us,
And
oh, go ahead.
oh no, you go ahead.
Yeah, tell us about any challenges you had building that team and how you keep them involved, and do they all buy into your mission?
Yeah, I love how you ask this. So there were a lot of challenges in the beginning, because nobody teaches you how to be a business owner, yet alone a leader. And so I actually this is how I'm really like appreciative of you, because I did do one-on-ones with you with your aha moments program, and you did teach me how to have like remind me again, it's a semi-annual review, right? And other programs that you had me do. So I presented that to the team. Oh, also core values. Like once you gave me some paperworks in place to like really think about like core values, our mission, who if we hire somebody, who are we looking for? That helped so much. Like ever since I did had our core values, we hired around our mission. We would literally tell during the interview, we would tell them like exactly what we were looking for. And that's how we were able to find people that believed in the same mission and we're dog lovers, we're into sustainability, quality products, really believed in our products. And dude, everybody gets along in the office now, and it's so beautiful.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I loved working with you. I know it was a few years ago, right? I think it was even before the pandemic that
Yeah,
we uh, that we coached together. So I'm glad to hear things are still going well. And
mhm.
I remember your core values each. I think you named each of your core values by a dog's name, or is that
Yeah,
correct?
you
And then
gave me that amazing idea.
so I'm glad that it's working out. And we at AHA are very big believers in hiring for core values and bringing on team members that align with your mission and your culture. So it's not
Yeah,
always easy to do. So I'm glad that that's still working for you. Do you have
yeah.
any other challenges that you've had over the years? It doesn't have to be people related, maybe process that you've learned some lessons from.
Oh yeah, definitely. So here, a few lessons I've learned. Of course, like with social media and stuff, since like that's like the it thing. Well, it's been the it thing, but um that is always like a huge learning curve. It's always changing, so it's good to just like be on top of it. Having meetings like weekly with your marketing, sales, and um all the departments is good to be like on top of it. Also communication. Oh my gosh, I had a good one. You were saying something, another challenge. Oh my God, yes. Systems and process and document everything. So before, that's why you really have to hire good employees. And I know you and I, we both know that a bad employee could really cost you. What was the other one? Hire slow, fire fast. That's a good one too. And what I mean about document everything is make sure like with the dates, with the time, because some people, oh my God, this is like hard to say because it's like public, but some, I guess, employees like I love to call like my team, like my employees, my team, especially when we all work well together. So some people like when something goes wrong, and there's an issue, I think it's good to document like the date, the time, what you discussed. And then what I figured out, which I absolutely love, it's called IDS. So I read this book called Traction. Of course, you know the book Traction.
Yes.
Um, in the book, they talk about IDS, which is issue, decision, and then solution, which means you bring out the issue, and this could go for people in the office who don't get along or any issues you have in the office. It could be products, whatever, anything. I love the strategy. Call a meeting, lay out the issue, you discuss everybody like you basically present the issue to everyone, and everyone has to be able to have a issue, be able to solve the issue and come up with solutions for the issue. Then you come together for the meeting, at the meeting, and everybody gets to say, what the solution is for this issue. So that's the decide part, or discussion, not decide. I'm sorry. That's when everybody discusses solutions, and then in the end, we find the best solutions for it. And then yeah, that has been a lifesaver, and it goes with life too. Like because people could go back and forth, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to problem solve. And I think this has really helped even people who are new or whatever, having a structure really helps people be organized in a way where like it's not just an issue where it's not going to be solved and it creates drama. It's an issue we could lay out, discuss together, and be comfortable discussing together and having a solution for it. Because yeah,
Yeah.
amazing, huh?
Now I'm a big fan of Traction and EOS. We run on EOS as well at AHA, and we are often referring to our issues or IDSs in our meetings. So
Yeah.
thank you for bringing up that resource. I think it is a great resource for any business to look
Ooh,
into and help them improve.
yeah. Can I also add one more?
Oh, please do.
The people analyzer. Oh my God. Because, um, when you're looking for somebody and if they ended up not being a good fit, the people analyzer from Traction is also really good too. So basically, you put down your core values and you have a plus and minus sign, and you basically see if they fit the core values, if you feel like they want it, or stuff like that. And then that's how you determine whether you should keep them or you should hire somebody who wants to be here. And that's another thing, you want to hire somebody that wants to be here because it creates such an amazing team dynamic where everyone feels comfortable talking, communicating with one another, helping each other out, and really helps with the quality inside and outside, like the whole entire like dynamic of the company, which is important.
Yeah, a good point. And I know with the people analyzer, I think the three questions you usually ask is, do they have the capacity to do the job? Are they able to do the job? Meaning, have the experience and skill set, and do they want to do the job? Sometimes you
Mm,
might have the right people for your culture and believing in your company mission, but they might not be in the right seat as far as the job goes. So you want it to be a good job match as well for them and for their future career.
yes.
So great point, Kathy. So Kathy, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to share with us?
No, that's about it. I feel like you definitely were a huge part of the company process. So I really thank you for that.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed working with you, and I'm so glad to hear that things are still going well and that you have progressed. I see you on social media all the time. You have some amazing pictures and posts on there that always capture my attention. So congratulations with that.
Thank you. That means we're doing something right. So I'm
Yes,
glad to hear
definitely. Yes, I know that was one of your strong suits, one of your strengths for you personally and the company. And so
Thank
you're definitely
you.
going strong there. But thank you so much for being on the show today and for sharing your insights and your experience. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure other people who are either in business, in CPG, or thinking about it have gained some insights today. And I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in as well. This concludes this episode of Makers and Movers. Thank you again to my guest, Kathy, for sharing her inspirational insights. Make sure to check out AHA Talent Experts on Facebook and LinkedIn to learn more. If you enjoyed this episode, I hope you'll subscribe, rate, and review so we can keep bringing you captivating stories from leaders in manufacturing. And until next time, keep reaching for your dreams and moving forward with purpose. Thank you.